What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show / Pizza Time. Pizza Time Amalgams.
Pizza time.
I want to go to Keena Johnson alongside Nathaniel Redden.
Hello, it's a pleasure.
What's the Amalgam Show about?
The Amalgam Show is about pizza this week.
No.
This week it's about, not Assassin's Creed, it's about our 200th episode.
Video.
Video. The 200th video of us on YouTube, not the 200th podcast, but it's a milestone nonetheless.
Yeah. And then what's Pizza Time about?
Pizza time is about, I'm pretty sure it was like pizza and friends and sometimes beeries or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long.
That was the key word. Which we don't have any beeries, which I really want because I'm fucking thirsty. Water down. But such is life, which we have to commit to forever.
We did get spicy pizzas. I don't think we thought this through.
No.
Oh well.
We'll live or die. Find out to see what happens next. If you like what you're about to watch, please click the like button and then subscribe. Hit the bell if you want them as soon as they go up. What's next? Oh God, I'm out of practice. Hell. If you have any questions for the show, please comment below. Email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Support us on Patreon if you so wish at patreon.com/The Amalgam Show.
Yeah, I
how
think
that
so.
works. And then support us on social media at The Amalgam Show, wherever you see fit, except for LinkedIn. I should put my mic in front of me. God, I'm a fuckhead. Too worried about pizza, not enough about audio quality. Speaking of pizza, it's pizza time.
It is pizza time.
What pizzas did we get this week? I've already forgotten.
Taco
Fiesta.
yeah, and steak chipotle, or chipotle steak, whatever it is.
Now, which one is which?
So
That's
this is the
Chipotle.
taco. No, this is the. I think this was the taco Fiesta,
Okay.
and that would be
Okay. Yep.
yeah, because chipotle is white, and this is all minced up, and that looks like solid pieces of steak.
Where's the taco?
Has capsicum on it. That's like enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
Yeah. That's
Right.
pretty much all I'm looking for. Oh wow, that's also spicy.
Yeah, is it? Fuck.
We have no water. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh. So we'll start off this episode by eating the pizza and reviewing it like in a good old-fashioned pizza time.
And then we'll segue into
and then
what
we'll
we've been doing.
We'll do an actual podcast. Unfortunately, none of the other guys could make it tonight.
They're either dead or working.
Yeah, deceased.
Or working while dead. Or working the dead.
Of night.
Oh, I was going to say gravy digger, but...
We didn't talk about that.
No, we don't. So let's get into it. I'm going to try the one that's in front of me first, which is the...
I can smell the spice.
You really don't do it on spice.
I really don't understand how I survived Asia. It was so spicy over there, and I was just like sucking it up so hard. I'm like, that's fine. I need to eat.
It's called training.
Fuck, that's spicy.
This is really nice.
It tastes
It's got
like
mushrooms on it. Fuck yeah.
I regret. No, it's not bad. It does taste like a taco. This is our dinner's reviews.
You know what? I haven't had a taco in... Wait, that's wrong. I haven't had a takeaway taco in so fucking long. Like, I make my own or help, like, we'll do, like, what are they called? Dinners with other people, tacos. Yeah. Which that's fun, but I don't think of, like, I go to GYG a lot. It's just a burrito or an enchilada there. Like,
I never buy tacos.
Yeah.
I always get a burrito or an enchilada. Enchiladas are freaking good.
They're just big burritos covered in more burrito.
I went to a place called Salsa's instead of GYG.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the same price, but the burritos are a little bit smaller, but the taste is different. I wouldn't say they're better, but they're like on the same level with a different twist sort of thing. It's pretty good.
Cool. What was that?
Salsas.
Salsas. Mm-hmm. I think I've had them. There's one in Indooroopilly Shopping Town. Yeah. Another one in Ipswich. I always used to equate it to like the McDonald's of GYG of Mexican, just because like it was full of mayonnaise or like just very saucy, which is valid. Like that's why I like Macca's burgers, because when I want like sauce or mayonnaise, I'm just like I'm gonna get that. But yeah. And then the KFC of tacos of Mexican food is a Taco Bell. To the point where they use the exact same chips. Just season it differently.
And owned by the same people.
In Queensland. Queensland has the most Taco Bells in Australia, which is 4, compared to everyone else's 2.
Where are they all? One's in
Annerley, one's in...
What's yours like? I want to try.
Yeah, no, it's quite nice. It's it's very barbecue-y.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but with the mushrooms. I like it. It definitely, yeah. It's just like a good just barbecue pizza.
Yeah, it tastes like a night out camping. Super barbecue-y.
Does it?
To me it does.
Okay.
It tastes like marinated meats.
Mm. Time for the taco. Taco Fridays.
I just realised that when we were doing the pizza time all the time, we were exactly that Australian guy. Being like, yep, it's not bad. I would rate it 8 out of 10. Just not a big fan of the spice. Give me a meat lovers any day.
Pretty much the point of that show, just to be generic, but just have dinner. This is good.
What was our rating system?
1 to 5. I think 3 were the rubber band, because you could go either way on it. 5 was I'm gonna blow up the city. Oh no, 5 was pizza time, and 2.
2 was
4 was I'm gonna blow up the city.
yeah. 2 was I can't remember what 2 was, but I killed Uncle Ben.
I killed Uncle Ben.
And 1 was I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, I'm not paying.
I'd give that one a solid blow up the city.
Yeah, that's where I'm landing on it as well.
I'd give this one rubber band.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna get to the end of it and see where I get to. To me, I don't think it's taco-y enough.
It kind of just tastes like a pizza that's got spicy taco seasoning.
Like it's got Mexican seasoning through it. Like I've got that in my spice cabinet. And I'm like, I don't know what's in it, but it definitely makes things tastier. But it doesn't.
Dominos featuring El Paso.
Pretty much.
It's not bad.
Not bad, but it's not what it lives up to. It's not what it's advertising.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to this, which is a steak chipotle, and it does those things. Whereas this is barely a taco and not a fiesta. This isn't a fiesta in my mouth. There's not fucking flavors popping off everywhere. I think
the spice covers it.
no, because for me, the spice isn't even that spicy. But you're
Flex.
a white boy. Yeah, I'm gonna kill Uncle Ben. Not the first time I've said that.
I think that's why we use the rating system.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it is fine. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but also wouldn't discourage anyone from it. It just lies, just like the meat lovers.
So there you go, Rory. We're giving you a pizza time episode. You happy?
We do it every now and then, like every 3 to 4 months. You're like, you know what'd be good? Pizza. I'm like, yeah, pizza!
Every time I talk to him, he begs for pizza time. I don't think he actually watches our stuff. He's just like, yeah, sick. You know, the other thing is that anybody who doesn't know us personally will have no idea who Rory is.
Yeah. That's my favourite part about most podcasts, is that they'll just talk about people that I have no idea who they are or what their relevance is in the...
Trade you another piece.
You know, we can... If you want to swap.
No, it's all good. Let's just trade another piece. I'll grab this one. I just put my finger on it.
That's fair. Yeah, and then you should have just gather context clues through that, and then if there's ever like a read a question or like listen to a question and they ask, who the fuck Rory? And you're like, Rory was a man born in 1894. He was a colonizer. Got kicked out of New Zealand for
War crimes.
I'm gonna be like say like being too conservative. I'm gonna say liberal, as in our liberals, but that doesn't really translate anywhere else except for this dumb fucking country.
We're so backwards.
Can we get a new country or reboot it? Turn it off and on again. I mean, that happened to America and nothing fucking changes. Their parliament, what do they call government? Just straight up doesn't work. They got full government shutdown. I'm like, that's allowed?
Our government needs to do that. They've got too much time on their hands if they're worried about kids not being in school during protests.
No, that's just because they don't want the protests to
Yeah.
happen. That's what that is.
That one's definitely my favourite. Anyway, should we get into it?
I think so, yeah. So, the KKK. I've been watching Watchmen, the TV show, and yeah, it deals with white supremacists.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, that's why you keep talking about it.
I made a joke about it in the car, like that's how I was going to segue. I'm like, it's a pretty good segue. But yeah, no, Watchmen is only the first 3 episodes out at the moment. Out of, I think they're doing 9 for the first season. And yeah, it's very, very interesting. It's set in 2019. The movie and the book was set in 1985. I just did an assignment on it, so I like analysed that thing from a political angle a lot. So yeah, watching the TV show is very interesting. It focuses on, I can never remember a character, but it focuses on a black lady in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who is a vigilante, and she's good, like she's really good. Like she's a vigilante, and she's also a mom, but she's an ex-cop. And the conceit of the show is that one night what do they call themselves? The 7th Cavalry, spelled with a K. So yeah, the KKK. They like looked at all the cops. Like, cool, we're gonna kill all the cops, and they go to their house on Christmas Eve and kill all the cops, and only like about 4 of them survived, and all the other ones and any other cops that just weren't in town or whatever quit. They're like, oh shit, if they know who we are, we're going to not be here anymore and not be cops. And so there was a new bill introduced like cops can now wear masks. So now it created a situation where no one trusts anyone in a mask because there's vigilantes and there's cops all wearing masks now. Yeah, that's sort of the conceit of the show, and then from there it deals with obviously racism and like moving on from the events of Watchmen. In the movie, the nukes go off. In the book, Adrian Veidt Ozymandias, the guy with the purple and the gold armor, he creates a giant squid and drops that on Manhattan, claiming it's an alien invasion, so that would end the Cold War. It works, but a fuck ton of people die in Manhattan. And then, so now, there's these weird events where it starts raining, but it starts raining squids. And you're like, what? And even like me knowing like what that's supposed to be, I'm like, is this artificially? Like, there still shouldn't be squids in the atmosphere 30 years later. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So there's that. Doc Manhattan, they really make him God. Like, he's on Mars, and you can like sit in a phone booth and like call him, which is very like church things. What else? Adrian Veidt now lives in a, what do you call it? Lives in a mansion in Wales, and he's gone fucking insane, basically. Like, he's so smart, but he can't actually do anything. In the next time on Watchmen, he's trying to make a rocket ship or something to get to Mars using just shit he has around the mansion. And yeah, that's not going to go well. Yeah, it's really interesting and really weird. Yeah, I don't know whether to recommend it yet.
So which one's Adrian?
He's the one who looked up to Alexander the Great. He was the businessman, blonde hair in the movie, had the crown and then the purple and gold.
Oh yeah, well, he was like sort of an antagonist in the movie.
Yeah. He was the closest thing to an antagonist in that story that you can get. Because he's, I found out a new term, an anti-villain, which is a villain who does good things, but sort of does it really badly, like killing a bunch of people in Manhattan. That'll do it. Yeah.
So, what happened to Rorschach?
Rorschach is blown up by Manhattan in
The movie.
well, both, yeah. Because he was going to tell the world the truth about the squid and all that, and who actually killed the comedian, which was Adrian Veidt, because, of all the... He was going to tell the truth, and they're like, it's best not. This time we should lie to the public just because it'll maintain peace between Russia and America. He dies, but his book gets published. So that's what the 7th Cavalry is. They all wear Rorschach masks, but they're not like moving or anything. They're just static Rorschach masks. And they're inspired by him, which is not a good man to be inspired by. But yeah.
Because he's like fucked up, isn't he?
He's fucked up. He's super misogynistic. He's not. He's 80s racist, which is racist. But yeah, he's not necessarily the good guy. If you want to flog some more pizza, go for it.
Yeah, I'll take another.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the sort of conceit of the show. There's a couple of old characters. Yeah. Just leave it there, I'll grab it. And then there's an old character like Laurie Silk Spectre. She showed up and now she's an FBI agent. It's an interesting sequel. I'm very interested to see how it all plays out. It's being done by the same guy who did Lost and The Leftovers. Lost literally lost itself in the end, just got weird, stupid weird. And then, but Leftovers, everyone's like 3 seasons and it was really, really good. Holy shit, this is really good. I'm like, cool, that's a good thing. Hopefully Watchmen turns out that way. So far, it's good. I'm like, cool, you're not fucking up for once. And it's on HBO, so that's why it's also good, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I never thought the Watchmen movie would get a TV show sequel.
Yeah, I know they've been wanting... It started off with... They were just going to remake the comic as a TV show. And Zack Snyder was attached. And everyone was like, no, do we need this? And then eventually like, no, let's make this into a sequel. And they got different people on board and it turned into what it is now. Which I think more interesting, like if you are going to use that IP, go to the future, let's see what happened before, because afterwards, because we've definitely had like prequel comics and stuff, and like you're filling in gaps that don't need to be filled in. But yeah, this is interesting. In the book, they don't really explain it in the movie, but Adrian Veidt and/or Dr. Manhattan create electric cars. So they're more technologically advanced that way. Like they've got just a bunch of more tech, but I forget the reason. But they don't have the internet. They don't have smartphones or anything. They're using PDAs from like 2003. Smart technology just does not exist because I forget the reason, but the government cracks down on the internet I think what it is that they're worried that like alien invasion will happen. They see the alien invasion as, oh no, we got too technologically advanced. The aliens came and threat us. So like we're worried if we get too boisterous again with tech, they'll come down and destroy us again. Which not the case at all, but that's just weird paranoia. So yeah, that's interesting how like there's electric cars that are really good and use no fuel, but no internet. So it just creates this really weird world. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'll report in at the end of the season and then recommend it from there or not, because the first 3 episodes I couldn't recommend them just because like they are very nerdy in terms of like that's why I'm liking it, but I think this will pan out to be a good story for the first season.
Okay.
Yeah. What have you been up to? Let's go back and forth.
Right.
I'm tired of talking.
Okay. I started playing Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played too much of it. I've gotten to that space station. Can't remember the name of it. I played it like 2 weeks ago, and that's as far as I got.
Yeah.
I found it really fun though. I've been wanting to go back to it every day. I'm like, am I going to get the time? I don't. But yeah, I'd like to get back into that. I've been going to the gym. This really isn't helping.
Yeah.
I have been working, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on the show a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a heap of content coming out in the next 4 weeks, so stay tuned. I played Untitled Goose Game. I don't know if I mentioned that last time.
No. What do you think of that?
It's fun as fuck.
Yeah. Have you finished it?
No.
Definitely go through and finish it, and it has a cool plot twist at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Plot twist?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been playing that. I'm really excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
What version are you getting?
I'm going to get Shield. Because everyone I know is getting Sword, but I was speaking to my brother, and he says everyone he knows is getting Shield.
Interesting. I think Shield has the better exclusives and all that. I think that's what they're doing now, is that like they'll promote like the main game, which is like Sword or Black, like whatever the first one is, because it's usually the cooler thing for whatever, not a real reason. But then, yeah, I'm not sure if they've previously done it, but all the other like Pokemon that people want are in Shield, like Galarian, Ponyta's only in Shield, and I think only like Larvitar and Tyranitar, obviously a bunch of people's favorites. But yeah, I think that's probably a good way to go about it. Just like, you got the cool one, or you got the Pokemon you actually want.
Mm.
And then it forces people to trade as well, so, which is what they want.
Mm.
/ buy 2 copies, yeah. Pokemon comes out the same day as Star Wars, so I'm like, I'm buying both of these, fuck.
I've always been a sucker for the second game, though. Like,
Yeah.
except for Red and Blue. I got Red.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I liked Red better for some reason, but I've always played Blue because that's the copy I had. It was given to me.
Mm-hmm.
I
I never think I've seen someone own a copy of Red. It's been blue or yellow.
I've
seen a copy of green.
I have a copy of Red, but it doesn't work.
Mm.
And then, yeah, Sapphire. Never played Gen 4 or 5.
Didn't you?
No, I skipped those two. I didn't have a DS. And then I went to Y instead of X. And then when the remakes of 3rd Gen came out, I got both of them because I had money and, you know, I was into it. Literally the most pointless ones to get both for, and I got both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can get everything in either of those games.
More or less. There are still exclusives, but
yeah.
fuck all exclusives.
Yeah, but then, like, with Wonder trading, you could basically get anything anyway.
Right, yeah.
I love that. I hope they have it in Sword and Shield.
I think there'll be a form of it, yeah.
Mm.
There's been a form of it since Diamond Pearl. Does Wonder Trading work even if you haven't seen the Pokemon?
Yep.
Okay, because that's what the old Global Trade Center was, I think. Was you have to have seen it before you can trade it. Which sucks because you couldn't get any like special event legendaries or anything like that because you hadn't seen them.
I mean, I never really came into contact with that rule, so
Yeah,
I assume not.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I got Arceus.
Yeah, that, yeah,
Yeah.
without going to Target or whatever. Only like specific 2-week window.
Mm. I'm pretty sure most of the Pokemon I got from Wonder Trades were hacked in.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, no, when I was looking through that, like, these aren't real, are they? Like, yeah. Yeah. I think I've told this story before, but Global Trade Center was where I saw a grey Charizard, and he wanted a level 100 something. I'm like, cool, I can do this. I can just fucking power level this thing. And I could only get Wi-Fi in my toilet in my house for the DS, which for whatever reason, I don't know how or why it works that way, but it's the only way that it works. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll try to trade this Pokemon. And for whatever reason, I think Mum knew I wasn't on the toilet. She just knew I was in the toilet. She's like, Keena, come and help with whatever. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, right there. I'm like, this sounds urgent. And it kind of was, but it also wasn't. And then by the time I came back, it was gone. It was like 5-minute job, and I'm like, fuck. Great Charizard would have been awesome. So that's like my albatross, my white whale.
It's gone.
Yeah.
My God.
And it sucks because I trained this thing from like level 20 or something. There was actual proper training in it. Going to like the same 4 trainers or whatever I did to grind. Pokemon League probably 1,000 times. XP shout, let's go. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the Pokemon games, I love them so much and I play them, but there's always like, I will always be able to tell if a game is like something I don't want. Like Sun and Moon, I didn't play those.
Yeah.
I was really into X and Y and
Yeah.
Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, but I don't know what it was about Sun and Moon. I think it's because they tried to change too much, and I was like not into it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't into the Pokemon that they announced either. So and the Alolan forms weren't really. I wasn't really digging those either.
Yeah.
When they brought it out. So I skipped that one, but I'm excited for Sword and Shield. That looks good.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it as well.
Maybe it has something to do with the American versions of the game. Because they're like, I skipped Black and White and I skipped Sun and Moon. And
Oh, yeah, I'm like, Sun and Moon's not America. It's Hawaii, so technically America. But yeah.
But then I also skipped Gen 4.
And Gen 4, I think, is still Japan.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Or it's... Yeah, Gen 1, 2, and 3.
I know they're all Japan.
Yeah, Gen 4 was Japan because it wasn't like the mountain where Regigigas is supposed to represent Mount Fuji or something.
Probably. That checks out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the first 4 are all based in Japan.
Yeah.
And then you've got New York, like specifically.
Yeah.
And then France,
Yeah.
Hawaii, and now the UK.
Yeah. With a bit of like Germanic influences and
Yeah.
Scandinavian. That's what I was specifically thinking. Yeah. It'll be fun.
I don't think they'll ever do an Australian one. I was like always wanting one, but I'm like, what would they even do? Just like introduce more fucking Australian versions of Pokemon?
Yeah.
They've already got like koalas and kangaroos and shit.
They could do Rainbow Snake, but then that would just be like Australian Rayquaza pretty much.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to have like Dreamtime
Yeah.
rare Pokemon. That would be
Yeah.
cool. Like the emu that flew too close to the sun would be like a Moltres
Yeah.
with wings on fire.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. It'd be like the parent,
Emu versus
the parent of Doduo.
Emu versus what's the other fucking one we've got here? Cassowary.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
fun.
they could do some cool stuff with it, but our animals,
Tasmanian
while
devil.
they're very... Like, they're, you can only really find Australian animals mostly in Australia. They're not really anywhere else.
Yeah, no, not really.
While that is the fact, though, if you look at them, they're kind of boring in comparison to, like...
I mean, we've got a bunch of extinct ones that would be
Yeah.
interesting. Like kangaroos can evolve into those big fuck off kangaroos that existed.
Yeah.
Same with the wombats.
Tasmanian tigers.
Yeah,
They were cool.
Yeah, you can do those kind of things. And we've got interesting like locales. Like we have the desert and like the Great Barrier Reef when it's not dying.
And the Snowy Mountains.
Yeah, we've got all the terrain. We have forest. The only thing we don't have is volcanoes.
No, we don't have volcanoes.
No.
We should probably be thankful of that. It's
Yeah.
hot enough here.
Yeah, that's like the only thing we don't get in Australia. Is like significant earthquakes and volcanoes.
That's
Like,
because
those are
we're
the only
like
natural
right on the center of a tectonic.
Yeah,
plate.
like the only ones that get affected is like Newcastle. Like they're the only ones that really feel it just because they're like closest to the fault.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, New Zealand's just like fuck.
Yeah, because they're like right in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
Yeah, that's why it's broken because it's just broken apart because of earthquakes over the millions of years.
Yeah. Bloody New Zealand.
Bloody New Zealand, fucking better than us. Putting, I don't know, what have they done recently? It is better. You're on top of things. Like, they had a gun problem, they solved that. To be fair, we did that ages ago, but
They promised to be completely, what's it called? Emission free by 2050.
that seems a bit far. Oh, no, that's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Completely like 0% emission.
yeah. That's only 30 years away.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
We'll be 60. will be Boomers 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Anything else you've been up to?
Let me have a quick thought.
Well, we can swap back to mine. I bought a new game called Audica.
Whoa, what's that?
Audica is Beat Saber but guns. It's really fun. It's made by Harmonix, who created... they created Guitar Hero, they created Rock Band, they created Dance Central. They're just on top of music genre. And yeah, they've done it again in VR. And it's really good. It's really fun. It's just, guns and you'll... Beat Saber, I would say, is much more simpler, and I would be able to like sell that easily to someone, like, and pitch it like, yes, you should play Beat Saber. It is lightsabers and you're hitting bricks. Whereas this one is like, you're shooting and it's like sort of wavy and it's just not as
linear.
Yeah, I think that's the only way that I can come up with. Yeah, just linear, just because like, and it is much more involved, but to me, it's just it's the next step of Beat Saber. Yeah. Like if you're a fan of Beat Saber, you're going to love this.
And it doesn't always just work off the beat, whereas Beat Saber is mostly on point, right? Mm-hmm. And then what is it, Audica?
Audica, yeah.
Yeah. Seems to not just work off the beat, it works off of the rhythm
as well, yeah. Which is tricky, but the hardest thing, I think my main criticism of the game is that it's the move controllers that let it down. Just because those things are so old and they're not super accurate, you kind of need to be accurate for this game because you're pointing and shooting at targets.
Yeah.
It has aim assist on it, but even then, that's not ideal for this kind of game. I imagine it would work much better on even Oculus and Vive. But yeah, it's just one of those, just another thing, just like, we need to stop using 10-year-old technology, Sony. Put out Move 2. We're still moving.
It may not be fast, but we're moving.
Yeah. But other than that, the game's fun. It's actually got real songs in it, as opposed to like Beat Saber is a bunch of songs I didn't know. I think a bunch of them were composed for Beat Saber, and slowly they've introduced like Imagine Dragons, Panic at the Disco, Pop Stars, stuff like that. But this one has like artists and then it was already had the first DLC pack, which included like the Billie Eilish song,
Bad Guy,
Imagine Dragons, bunch of. It includes those games at the bottom of the list, which were songs I knew. I'm like, okay, this is good.
Bad Guy, Believer. There was
Ariana Grande, Into You
by Ariana Grande. There was Better Now by Post Malone.
Yeah.
And the 5 Seconds of Summer song.
Youngblood. Wolfenstein Youngblood.
I think that was all.
There's one or two more above that, but yeah, that's a pretty good DLC pack.
Yeah.
The thing, I'm not sure what the issue was here. I was checking the PlayStation Store when it came out, and the base game I want to say is $35. The pack, the bundle, which came with the first DLC, was $90. I'm like, oh, this is a bit much. Then I checked the DLC pack by itself, like just the DLC edition. It was only $15. So 35, I think it was actually 40. So 40 like made it 55. But for some reason, this bundle was charging 90. There was nothing else that was there. Like, is this just like a weird glitch that you put into the Australian system, or like what's happening here? I'm like, I'm glad I double checked all that first, because I'm like, I don't want to pay $90 for this, but I want these new songs. But I'm like, yeah.
Cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, Audica's good. Definitely recommend it if you've got a VR system. I'm not sure if it's on anything else.
Yeah.
I imagine it is. It definitely doesn't seem like Sony locked it down. Like, yeah. Check it out. You got something else?
No, that's it.
You want another pizza?
In a bit. I'm a bit full.
Okay, I'm going to have one. And then I guess my final thing is Death Stranding.
Yeah, how's that?
I don't know. I'm definitely going to come back later and give a bit more concrete opinions on it. But I'm only up to chapter 2, and I've done a lot of watching, and it does a lot of exposition, but then it also doesn't do any exposition. Like, it's explaining a lot, but it's not explaining like some other terms, which is annoying because the character knows what these terms are, like dooms and a BT and stuff like that. And like, I don't know what these are yet, but like, it has explained other things. Like, okay, so you aren't just going the whole game just saying all these random terms, just saying, but what is anything? Yeah, so the start of the game is trying to think of the conceit of the game. Basically, the president has died, and her final wishes was unite America in this post-apocalyptic world. And he's like, it can't be done. America is fucked. We can't know. But then you find out your sister, I think, already gone to the Western, has already gone to California. You're in Washington D.C. Has already gone to California and like said like, hey, all you guys, you should meet up and then we'll connect everything and then we'll all be good. But she got captured by Mads Mikkelsen, Hannibal, before she could do anything. So now it's your job to go to those places and you pretty much flick a switch and then it's all connected and yeah, let's go. Yeah, so basically it's a walking sim, literally a walking sim. Like you're delivering packages. You're basically an Amazon man or something. You're delivering packages you can carry so far only 125 kilos. And that's like on your back, you can strap them to your legs and stuff. Or if you've got, I just got a bike, so I can put stuff on my bike as well. So yeah, it's literally like resource management, which I do enjoy, mixed with walking sim. So like if you've got too much, it'll start like when you had when you were 4 and you put like a backpack on, you're like, oh no. It's pretty much that for the whole game. And then you use the back triggers to balance yourself. And because a lot of it is all different terrains, like you're going up hills, down hills, it's like fighting all of that. Your boots have health. Your boots can wear through and you have to put on new boots. I just wore through my first pair. When that happens and you're still doing strenuous stuff, it can start like, it drains your stamina quicker. Yeah, that's how you say that. So yeah, and then there's stamina, and then there's also health, and then it's just like, so it's one of the games where it's system upon systems upon systems, and it delivers those systems really quickly. Like you deliver packages, but you can get your main quest and you can get your side quest, and you can hand those side quests off to other players that are also playing Death Stranding. Kind of, you've played Journey?
No.
Damn, that's my only good point of reference. It's one of those games that like everyone's playing, but you don't really talk to each other, sort of thing. And it's like a background sort of thing. So yeah, other people can go and deliver your quests, because if they're like closer to it or whatever, and you get some of the rewards and they get some of the rewards, more of the rewards. So yeah, there's all these systems just sort of thrown at you, including like take a shower, take a piss. Like there's a literal peeing mechanic in the game, and then when you do it in the shower itself, you get these little like vials that can be used as weapons against the BTs. The BTs are those like shadowy things that we've seen in the trailers, and I still haven't used one yet, because I've only got 2 and I don't want to waste them yet, because for the most part, when you're sneaking through the BT territory, you can hold your breath and keep walking, and for the most part they won't detect you. But when you're holding your breath, your stamina drain, so you have to like take a deep breath and then stop walking. Hold your breath, keep going, and then all this drains stamina. So you have to like balance all that, because otherwise, if you breathe and walk, you're fucked. They'll start catching you and trying to drag you down into death. You can die. Like they explain the fact that you can die and come back again. You're like there's a word for it, but I forget. But yeah, they explain that death is allowed for you, but like pretty much only you, which is interesting. I haven't died since like the mandatory you have to die section. So yeah, it's a lot, and I'm only, I don't know how far into, like, in terms of time. Apparently it's like a 50-hour game, and I must be like 5 hours into it at most. Yeah, it's just one of those, like, I know there's combat situations, like actual combat, where I can, I think, use a gun. Ooh. Which is actually, like, at the moment I have no weapons. I can punch a dude. And there's dudes you can also fight as well. They're, like, just scavengers, basically. The only weapon I have, because you have ropes that you can, like, You have ropes and ladders that you can also use to climb things when you've got them like rocks or what are they called? Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use the ladders to like cross some water. And other players can leave them around as well. So you're like, thanks. 69 bomber.
Is it the famous retractable ladder?
Yeah.
That was the meme about like him putting it all the way over to a mountain or something.
I don't think it's that like far, but yeah, that's the meme. That's the origin. So yeah, you can use like the ropes that you can like stick into the ground, like rappel down. You can use that as you can like strangle a dude,
Yeah.
and just fucking take him out immediately, or like counter-attack him, like he'll throw a punch or whatever, and you can just like do some like close quarters combat and just knock him down. I'm like, this is satisfying, but those people also have guns, so I don't want to interact with them. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I know about the game so far. I'm not going to even try to explain the rest of the story. Guillermo del Toro's in it, the director, but he's not voiced by him, so it's a little bit weird. I do know his voice, but not super well.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit weird. I'm trying to think of any other big actors. Mads Mikkelsen, obviously. Norman Reedus. It was like weird when I finally started playing. I'm like, oh, I'm playing as Norman Reedus. This is the first time we've actually played as a celebrity. Sorry, I retract that. 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. There's probably like a bunch of older, like bad license games. But it's like the first AAA game where you're playing as like an actor, and you get to interact with other actors as they are on screen, as opposed to like, excuse me. As opposed to like other games where like Troy Baker's in it, he's being mocap, but they put another face on him, like Joel or someone like that from The Last of Us. So yeah, it's just interesting to be playing as actors. It's a weird concept. And I'm like, the future is now. We are futuring.
Have you played Outer Worlds?
No, I haven't. I want to. But I want to buy an Xbox and then Game Pass it instead of just buying it on PlayStation 4.
I feel like that's a much more expensive way to go.
The logic is, and then I can get whatever else I can get.
Fair enough.
Other games. Yeah.
Have you heard much about it?
Yeah. I know that it's Obsidian. They made New Vegas. Pretty much New Vegas in space.
It's very... Yeah, it's very Fallout-esque, but I think I prefer it more than Fallout because I like the theme better. I'm not a huge fan of the post-apocalyptic shit.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of this. It's the space age, the new frontier, but it's controlled by corporation. I'm a big fan of that because it's showing... It's creating a fun game while like portraying an important message. Like, this is probably how the final frontier is going to go. It's going to be owned by corporation.
Yeah, I came to that revelation the other day, and it's like, oh, we're only going to kick through Mars because Virgin is going to do it.
Yeah, Virgin or Tesla. Or,
SpaceX. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's how we get to Mars. That's how, and then they'll have Macca's set up there as soon as we get there, and then Macca's and Starbucks.
Yeah. That's all shit.
Do you need Macca's and a Starbucks? Because Macca's has a McCafe. When you want like Macca's,
depends. If you're in America, they probably don't have a McCafe.
Do they not have McCafe in America?
Well, I don't know about America, but I know they don't have. Macca's doesn't have coffee in Canada.
Weird. I know they have coffee in America because of the John Mulaney joke, just like one black coffee and then just drive away. You know the joke?
No.
Oh, I'm not going to explain that.
Fair enough.
It's a good joke, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't have it in Canada. I walked up to a girl working at Macca's and I asked for a coffee and she's like, the fuck are you talking about?
That's weird. That's like, even before McCafe was
a thing. McCafe started in Australia.
That's right, yeah.
So that's a thing.
Yeah.
But no, the Outer Worlds does portray that awesome message. But I also find it incredibly fun because it's actually one of the first games that I have. It revolves so heavily around stats, but the stats are fun. It's not like plus 10 attack, and you're like, well, how much is that really? It's still just as vague, but makes more sense.
Do you mean like the stats feel like they're actually doing things. When
Yeah,
you level up.
yeah. And the fact
I miss that shit.
And the fact that like the choices that you make in the game can affect your stats. I was getting.
Oh, interesting.
I was told the other day. So basically, I haven't gotten to this part of the game yet. I haven't done anything in the game for this to happen to me yet.
I haven't done anything in the game.
Kyron has told me that in outer space, you can develop things called flaws.
Yeah.
The flaws have drawbacks, but if you when you get the flaw, you also get a perk. So it's a drawback and a perk. It can be a lot of things. So if you use healing items too much, you can get addicted. And when you get the flaw, it basically comes up saying the board has noticed you've got a flaw or whatever, and you can accept or deny. If you deny it, it doesn't matter; it just goes away.
Yep.
But if you accept it, you get a perk. And I can't remember what his perks were, but they were pretty decent and pretty evened out. One thing that one flaw that he has, he said he's got heaps of them. So one of them was the healing items. He's used too many of those. And he accepted the flaw. The other flaw he got was smoking. So in the game, if you smoke a cigarette, your aim is steadier.
Yep, which I never got, but...
This is supposed to be like stress relief and shit like that. It's working off that. And then the third thing was he's got robophobia. So he's scared of robots because he got too close to death or did die too many times from robots in the one encounter.
I like this system. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's some like good, interesting psychological stuff. Like, if you're fighting... Like, I don't know, if it was a zombie... if you're even in, like, old Fallout, if you were fighting too many ghouls, it makes sense that you would get ghoulophobia.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Or maintain, like... It'd be a balance between a phobia... Oh, yeah, a death would do it, yeah. As opposed to, like, building up a resistance. Like, I'm no longer scared of these things. Headshot.
There's a lot of good politics in the game. Like, interesting politics. It's not just...
Corporations are bad!
It's not just Stormcloaks and Imperials, right? It's legitimate politics, and like you actually have a pretty big impact on what happens. Like one example is, and this is the only example I can give because it's the main thing I've done. When you get there, okay, I have to explain this first.
Yep.
You are from one of the first colonies sent out to this solar system, and the solar system is on the edge of the galaxy. That's the premise.
The outer world.
Yeah, the outer worlds, because it's on the outskirts of the galaxy. And you're from one of the first colonies sent there. Your ship went missing. The corporations hid it, like forcibly stopped it and hid it from sight, basically, because all the people on board were, I believe, from the world, like Earth's government.
Yep.
So they were actually going to put in place rules and regulations. I haven't gotten that far into it, but that seems like what was going to happen, because there's like I've read some manuscripts and stuff from the game, because I don't usually do that. This game's fucking interesting. And they say in there like the corporations don't want Earth's interference, but the only reason why the corporations haven't gone to war yet is because of Earth and that sort of thing. So like, the people don't want the corporations to have all the power, of course.
Yeah.
But the corporations are really trying to push Earth out of the thing, and I think that's what's going to end up happening, is that there'll be a war or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with what you choose. But it's very Fallout cross Mass Effect.
Yeah.
In the sense that you end up meeting people, and if you get along with them, you can get them on your crew. I don't know if you can do that to just anybody.
I'm pretty sure there's only it's like Skyrim. There's only like a set amount of companions, but
probably.
there's still a number of them.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and I think you can interchange them, and you can also fire them. Because I noticed that when you're on the ship, like I went back on the ship and I was talking to one of them, and one of the text options was, "You're fired. I don't want to see your face around here. Get off my ship." But when the game starts, basically you're on this ship called the Hope, which is the Earth colony ship.
Yep.
And this fucking grandfather from Back to the Future looking motherfucker comes in and like he like jumps off his ship. It's very comedic too, because like his ship is super old. You can tell because like he goes to open the door and he has to do like press the button a couple of times for the door to open and stuff like that. But he's an outlaw because he's trying to stop the companies.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
So he's like one of the only wanted people who's been able to escape the board.
Yeah.
And he's very wanted. But he goes in and he frees you. He only manages to free you. And that's the character customization screen.
Yeah.
So it's like, which one do I choose? And then it's
okay.
like, boom, and it pops up for you to customize your character. Do not be fooled. It's like any character customization screen. I thought the character looks pretty like me. I'm like, oh yeah, I want him to kind of look like me. Man, my skin was so dark when I got into the game because it's a black background with like heavy lighting on the character. It's only downfall, but that's a lot of games follow that as well.
I know. Dragon Age Inquisition, you were in like a green mist sort of area, and I'm like, okay, cool, this looks good. And then I came out, my skin, I wanted a dark skin character, but it came out way too dark. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm rocking this because I don't want to spend another 45 minutes customizing it again. That's why Skyrim's good. You're in engine, you're in light, like you're just
you
there.
can see.
Yeah, the Skyrim's like as memey as it is, like it does set a good examples for a fuck ton of things. And it's like weird as that situation. It's like, tell me who you are, and then your face changing in front of a guard.
Yeah,
like it's much weird canonical. Like doesn't make sense. It's still you're in the lighting, and yeah, I wish more games would do that.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so he takes you, puts you on his ship. He wakes you up. You're still in the pod, and like the pod what's it called? Han Solo freezing carbonite. It's like a stasis pod or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stasis pod, yeah.
Yeah, so you're still in that, and then he wakes you up, and you're like, you're awake. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sending you to this planet. This guy's going to help you out. When you land on the planet, you find out that you squished him with your pod, the guy that was going to help you. And then over the intercom, like over the earpiece, the guy that rescued you is like, yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Go find his ship and steal it. Because he's not the brightest. He was never the brightest, is what he's like talking about.
Yeah.
But when you land, it is very reminiscent. Like the first part of that is very reminiscent of Mass Effect Andromeda at the beginning, where you're like walking through the planet and sort of experiencing things for the first time. So it's kind of like that. And then when you get into a combat thing, this thing pops up and it's like, oh, you've had this thing happen to you. So basically, because you were in stasis for so long and you come out, your sense of time is warped, and this is how they've explained this. It's basically like the VATS. Yeah. So things, but it's not like zooms in or anything. It just like slows time down, and you can aim better. But yeah, that's what it is.
Okay,
it's
that's
like
interesting.
That's
a leap, but
yeah, they explain it as like a stasis sickness or something.
I get it. Yeah.
So you do that, you go to Freshwater, there's a lot of politics involved, you see old mate, who's the head of the town, and he's like, oh wait, no, you find your ship first, and your ship, the guy's ship is like, I need an alternator, or something like that. And you're like, fuck, how am I going to get that? And it takes fucking ages. But eventually you get an alternator, you go speak to the guy from the town, like the head, and then he's like, oh, there's these guys have an alternator, they're terrible, they left this community and they're trying to live self-sufficiently, so it's like basically capitalist versus communist. And then you go over to those guys and they're like, yeah, we're just trying to be self-sustained, please leave us alone, take their regulator. And so you get to make a decision, obviously, fuck capitalism.
Or fuck communism.
Yeah. So I took the town's regulator, and they're like, that was a decision. Like, either way, in that sense, they're like, either way was not a good decision, because you're fucking someone over.
Yeah.
But to do that, you have to go fight robots, and I think that's where Kyron got his robophobia.
Yeah.
There was one other time as well where I was on a side quest and I went through like these sewers, and on the other side, I was like, trying to sneak out another way because I was sick of fighting these guys. They're marauders, so they're like people who were working and then they decided they didn't want to work anymore. And if you don't work, you either have to go live self-sustain or you basically get killed.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get fired, you're murdered. That sort of thing. But yeah, I ran out through the other side of this like tunnel thing. There's this fucking massive Balrog looking motherfucker just like ready to kill me.
Jesus.
So I was not keen for that. I ran the other way. Some of those characters, like some of the enemies, are really strong.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed, and you got to be prepared. Like you got to level up. You got to make sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're probably just in the wrong section, sort of thing. Yeah.
So, and apparently you do go back to those planets a lot.
Yeah.
Like the beginning planet has a lot of higher level stuff for you to do, and you can basically you just basically create your own story. But at the moment, I'm trying to follow along with the main arc because I'm pretty interested.
Yeah.
Unlike Skyrim, where you start off and you're like, "Oh, what's this side quest?"
Yeah. Skyrim's really good for people with ADHD.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh. I am all the things, but not the main quest completionist.
Yeah. Every fucking story arc, you are the chosen one.
Yeah. I just wish you could list all of them at once, but you never could. But you could always list one, like, oh, who are you? I am X. You're like, yeah, but I wish you could just like straight up like Daenerys Targaryen, just fucking list off all your titles. No. And if you can, I just remember that game has Kinect support on the 360. If you could like say all of them in like perfect thing, it would like give you like some XP or like a perk or something. The game had Kinect support. You could like say Fus Radar and then it would do the shouts. That was a support.
Dear me. I never used that. I do remember though on 360 I bought the Legendary Edition because my normal copy got fucked up. I can't remember how. Oh, I was playing it on my old Xbox and my old Xbox broke, but it really fucked up the disc when it did that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So I had to buy a new Xbox and a new copy of Skyrim, and it was the Legendary Edition. I don't know who the fuck printed that shit, but you could just put DLC on whatever Xbox you wanted, and it would still work. I was like going around to all my friends, "Here, you want some DLC? Just fucking put the disc in, install that shit, and away you go."
Yeah. Yeah, no, some DLC that was on disc, they were just like that. Like I remember the Mass Effect 1, you could copy over the DLC, which was like Bring Down the Sky or something. You could just do that. I don't think I ever did because no one else was interested in Mass Effect 1. But yeah, it was just cool. Just copying off the disc, and then I'm pretty sure you just pop back the first disc back in, and you can just run through it. And like, okay, this is I miss that. We can't go back to that. And you're just like, no, if your DLC is all on the cloud, you have to download it, which is annoying. Because like one example that like people talking about, like it's weird that like you buy Spider-Man like Game of the Year edition, but you still have to download everything.
Yeah, and
that's because like Spider-Man is like 40 gigs and the Blu-rays are only 50 and the DLC is like 15 gigs, so you can't do it. It's just that, but just like it'd be good if it was all on disc. Next gen is gonna have 100 gig Blu-ray disc, but as games get bigger, like Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 7 remake, Red Dead, and Cyberpunk are all gonna be 2 discs each, which means they're already 100 gigs, which means we're still gonna have the same issues. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sucks for people who don't have internet. Because I remember older games, you could like buy the Game of the Year edition and just all on the disc.
Yeah.
And half the time, all the different game, you could like different set of trophies and shit. Demon Souls.
Yeah, I remember when all of the Xbox One stuff was announced. When we were still living in Rome, and I was like, well, there goes my gaming. Like, there was no way that I was going to be able to download anything like that. Fucking 50 gigs? Dude, I had 8 gig to use.
Yep.
To share with my family.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I did not get the full use of my PS4 until, like, it came out 2013. I got it until 2015. Yeah, 2015 is when we finally got internet, and then 2016 is when I started playing games properly again, because there were funny games to play, like Witcher and Batman. Yeah. Bloodborne. Game's so ridiculously hard. I love it. The best Castlevania game. He's got by Dracula. Or is there?
Probably a mod for it.
No, because it's only on PS4, so...
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Is that only on PS4?
Yeah, Sony got the exclusive for it.
Oh.
Yeah. There's definitely Dark Souls mod that would put Dracula in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I love PC. Haven't we? How come we haven't seen Red Dead? I think it's only because it's been out for a week on PC. I want Red Dead mods.
Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Has it only been out on a week on PC?
On PC, yeah. It came out last year and everything else, and then this year, or last week on PC.
Oh.
My favorite, like, I just like seeing GTA 5 and GTA 4 mods.
Yeah.
We never got Red Dead on PC, like Red Dead Redemption 1 on PC, so we couldn't get cool cowboy mods, like a train, like Thomas the Tank Engine. That's what I want, the Thomas the Tank Engine mods and everything. It was in
Skyrim.
Resident Evil 2, it was in Skyrim, it's been in everything. That's what I want.
That's all I want. Alright, let me wrap this up.
I guess so. If you enjoyed that, check out, what's it called? I believe it's a Monster Factory. Someone just breaking Skyrim with dragons and Thomas the Tank Engines. That's a good video.
If you enjoyed that, watch someone else's video.
Yeah. Or alternatively, click that like button, subscribe, click the bell if you're so inclined. If you have any questions for the show, please comment below or email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/theamalgamshow, or follow us on social medias at The Amalgam Show, just not Bumble.
Links in description.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to keep saying just not a different social media every time.
What's Bumble?
Bumble is like a dating app.
You might find Dean on there.
It's a dating app where women say yes. So they can only approve or they can only approve people. Isn't that cool? I've had no success on any dating apps. I'm like, just fucking delete all this and then I'll die. Alone. Until next time. Catch you later.
Bye.